So big news, apparently I'm actually in Leaving Neverland. I have not seen the footage yet because nobody has sent it to me and I don't know how else to find it until I actually watch the thing in full myself, I guess. I wanted to make a reaction specifically to that, but for now we'll just speculate. Assuming that Dan Reed put me in there in a positive light to show maybe, like, you know, that there are smart fans out there who make, you know, good points to defend Michael, you know, either way, I would actually be happy. And I'll tell you why. Like I said, if it was positive, then he's giving me free promotion and he's showing that there are smart fans out there. And I mean, I've been a Michael Jackson advocate for over 12 years. I'm known as one of the biggest and smartest on YouTube. Okay? And although I haven't made a video on MJ in like 4 years, it would be kind of impressive if he went back on my channel that far. However, the general idea for most people right now is that he put me in there in a negative light to show how crazy fans are. And if that's the case, I can't really blame Dan. Okay, you know why? Because you can't really blame a man for not properly researching me, because he didn't properly research Wade either for his documentary, so why the fuck should I expect him to do any better on me? Come on, he looked up a guy who has not made a video on Michael Jackson in 4 years, and he probably took a little clip of me being over the top like I often do, usually just for the camera, and said, oh, this fan is crazy. Even though I'm actually the least fanatical Michael Jackson fan, probably on YouTube, because unlike most Michael Jackson fans, I am actually open to the possibility of him being guilty, and I always have been. Even when I was making tons of Michael Jackson videos, I was always open to the possibility that he might be guilty. And it's impressive, actually. It really is impressive that he would do so little research on me to put me in as one of the fanatical fans, despite being one of the least fanatical fans on YouTube. And for those of you who need a refresher, or if maybe you're just new to this channel, here's a refresher on what I have done over the past 12 years. This is my Michael Jackson playlist on YouTube, specifically related to videos that are related to his allegations, and all the court-related stuff. These are all professional videos, filled with nothing but objective facts, researched through fucking court transcripts. I have researched court transcripts, documents, and every fact that you can possibly find. If you're new here, go ahead and check out this playlist. There's the name of the playlist. Look at these videos. This is over the span of 12 fucking years. Debunking Michael Jackson haters. Debunking Wade Robson, James Safechuck, Gavin Arvizo, and Jordy Chandler. Over the span of 12 years. To put me by as one of the crazy fans despite videos like this, yeah, you'd have to do no research on me whatsoever. So as I said, I'm going to defend myself no matter what. If I'm put in this thing in a positive light or in a negative light, it's still okay for me to say this. A negative light, most definitely, but even a positive light, because I need to make sure that my essence is shown properly and reflects what I've been doing over the past 12 years. So, where should I begin with debunking a man like Dan Reed? How about when he said this?
You have to remain skeptical while listening very carefully to what people have to say. And once I'd interviewed Wade and James, which I did at great length, I then went and tried to find anything in the record, in the investigations of 1993 and of 2003 to 2005, anything that would contradict or undermine their story, and I couldn't find anything.
Oh, really? You found no inconsistencies? Dan, what about these? Let's do it. Wade Robson was the first defendant that Tom Mesereau called to the stand in 2005. Question: if you were Michael Jackson and you molested Wade, would you want your own victim on the stand? 2. In the legal briefs, James Safechuck defined the MJ estate as a school. Now, of course, the MJ estate is not a school, but if it was, that would make them criminally liable for the molestation. And despite this, Safechuck did not file a criminal case. Why? Is it because in criminal cases you don't get money? I wonder. Wade's claim, originally written up by his lawyer, originally stated that all of this was a repressed memory back in 2011. Then he changed it in May 2012 to say that he always knew, but just wasn't willing to accept that it was abuse. Then his claim was changed a third and final time when he said he didn't realize it until he looked at his own child and it suddenly hit him like a flash. So here's my question, Wade. If you really did know what you were going through, but just didn't grasp it as something negative, then why didn't you describe it as something positive while you were on the stand? On the stand, you merely said nothing happened, and that was that. But if you knew something happened, even if you thought it was good, you would have at least mentioned it on the stand. But just described it as something positive. The fact that you said nothing at all proves that you're lying. But wait, there's more. Wade said in a very recent interview that he actually did start feeling uncomfortable with MJ's actions towards him when he was merely 12 years old.
Was there ever a point that you started thinking, this is wrong, and I don't want to do this anymore?
For me, while the abuse was going on, so the abuse for me went from age 7 to 14 years old. I remember feeling around 12, starting to be a little more uncomfortable about that, and sometimes maybe trying to change the subject or, distract.
2 years before the molestation stopped, by the way. So help me make sense of this. You started feeling uncomfortable when you were 12, but then you suddenly were comfortable with all of MJ's actions when you took the stand as an adult in 2005? What? Does anyone else find it odd that Wade, an apparent victim, and thus should feel for other victims, doesn't seem to show any empathy towards going against Gavin Arvizo in 2005? Next, did you know that Wade was actually trying to get a book deal as far back as 2012 about the molestation allegations, which, by the way, in case you're not following along, is 1 year before he became public with his realization? Man, he recovered fast from that trauma. Next, Wade claims repeatedly that he lied because he felt that if he told the truth about what MJ did to him, that he'd be betraying MJ. This actually makes sense, considering that Wade's father killed himself, so he most likely saw MJ as a father, and put all his trust into MJ. However, now Wade essentially says that now that MJ is dead, he no longer feels this obligation to his abuser. If that's the case, why did he not come out until 2013, 4 years after his death? Took you a while to lose that obligation, didn't it, Wade? Next, it was in 2011 that Wade was bragging about how he was going to be on the Michael Jackson Cirque du Soleil show, but he was denied by the MJ estate. Additionally, his accusations began within 2 weeks of the MJ1 show in Vegas. In 2013, when Wade was having an interview with Matt Lauer on the Today Show, Matt asked him, "Why did you lie when you took the stand in 2005? And Wade says, "Well, I said what I understood, and what I was able to say." This would be fine if you hadn't also been recently saying, "I lied because I felt obligated to him." Wade, can you please make one consistent statement? Check out this insanity. Wade is trying to blame his father committing suicide, in 2002, mind you, on Michael Jackson. Have you ever heard the phrase, throwing anything against the wall to see what sticks? This is the definition of that sentence. Back in 2013, Wade Robson claimed that he didn't know Michael Jackson had an estate. Because at the time, in order for Wade to get a hearing, the judge had to believe that Wade didn't know until at least 2012. Which is bullshit for very obvious reasons. But if he didn't know, how the fuck was he in contact with the estate when he was trying to get into MJ Cirque back in 2011? Not to mention he also worked with the estate on the MJ Opus in 2009. Here's some information you might need a time machine to remember. Blanca Francia was a maid who worked for MJ and had claimed she witnessed Wade and MJ showering together. However, during her deposition in 1993, she admitted to lying about it. In 2005, she took the stand and changed her story as much as 5 times while being cross-examined by Ron Zonin and Tom Mesereau, stating that she saw MJ in the shower alone. Then in 2013, when Wade had his realization, she decided to come back again with the original shower story she already admitted to lying about. Dan, you couldn't find any inconsistencies in Wade's story? You must be very fucking stupid. I didn't even name everything. Everything I just said is a rehash of my old video called Wade Robson Destroy, which I made back in 2013. You're welcome to go watch it. All I did here was take those points, reform them, and add a few new points as well. But I had to bring this video to the front, because if anybody's going to come on my channel, considering that I have not made a Michael Jackson video in 4 years, and bring up videos that I made fucking 5 or 6, 7 years ago, with no way of me to actually, you know, clarify that information, because it's been 4 years since I made anything, I had to make this. This is my way of not only responding to Leaving Neverland and Wade's bullshit claims, as well as James Safechuck's bullshit claims, but it's also a way for me to preemptively criticize Dan Reed for potentially criticizing me, which I personally think he did. Putting me through as one of the crazy fans? Yeah, right. I've been doing nothing but giving factual-based research for 12 fucking years, and that includes this video. Just try and debunk me. Have fun with that.